So Chinmay, now tell us what exactly is industrial designing?
So, industrial design is a career path or a way of life, by the way,
Okay.
not just profession. It's a way of life where you become something that you can imagine and you can bring it to life and you can help people solve their problems.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it can be a designer, industrial designer is capable of designing cars, apps, everything from softwares to apps to cars to products to everything.
And how different it is than maybe a graphic designer or maybe an engineer
Mhm.
who designs.
Okay, so specifically products, the daily life products,
Mm-hmm.
commercial ones, electronics, the very complex ones like robots.
Okay.
So they need a specific way of thoughts
Okay.
or a very carefully thought process, a careful thought process to design. So this is what an industrial designer does and what it means to
Okay.
be an industrial designer.
And what it takes to become an industrial designer.
Well, a really, really crazy mind, if I can say. A crazy creative mind, first of all, a curious one,
Mm-hmm.
a one that observes, analyzes, records,
Mm-hmm.
and a willingness to solve problems, observe problems in daily life, and solve them so that we build a better future.
Okay. And I think industrial designing is more about creating and recreating things, right? So can you just elaborate more about like how the entire process happens when any new project comes to you?
Mhm. So it all starts with a problem to solve. First of all, we research about the problem
Hmm.
anyone has,
Okay.
any user. Then we research about the user and their lives. Then we research about the market, whether such product or any solution, such solution is available.
Hmm.
Then we research about the technology.
Okay.
If we could, for example, borrow a technology from any other domain, for example, if we use something from nuclear domain to the food industry,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Later on, we discuss, brainstorm. We create a mood board.
Okay.
We ideate. That means that's the most interesting part. But the tougher one, we sketch. We sketch a solution
Okay.
to the problem
Mm-hmm.
when we are sure about it that whatever technology or whatever way we solve this problem.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, we do the 3D modeling and all of that stuff. The engine later on during this stage, the sketching stage, or after the sketching stage,
Hmm.
the engineering also comes into picture.
Okay.
How it's gonna be manufactured, how it's gonna be made, fabricated. So we also call it mule model or a mock-up model, a very crude one, quick 2-minute prototype. We make
Mm-hmm.
it, we test it, whether it works or not. It gives us the confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, we improve,
Okay.
and then we create a pilot batch
Mm-hmm.
of any solution or a problem or a project, product, we can say, product. Later on, it has been again tested, user tested properly, really a proper test, and then during all of this, business side comes into picture.
Mm-hmm.
There are many stakeholders, many investments and investors, which are going to benefit, or how to strategize the innovation with respect to that. You must have seen someone telling that the product is way much ahead of its time.
Right.
Yes. So we also make sure that nothing is, spoiling the generation,
Okay.
or we don't design a technology way much ahead of its time. So we also make sure and research about what technology which we are inventing or providing to the generation,
You're right.
which doesn't spoil the generation.
Hmm.
and we are very
And
careful
not
about
being not being misused also, right?
exactly, and we are very careful about it. So this is what the process is, and after this there is manufacturing directly.
Okay. Very short process.